So here we are again at the bottom of Fleur de Mer, about to conquer the world, and you'll notice a slight bow from me to the audience there, which of course gave me a little bit of stage fright, as you will see shortly. And what I do is I mess up the feet moves in the next little sequence because of the stage fright, of course, and that that got me into a bit of a quandary here. But never mind. What you've got to focus on is moving through this part as quickly as possible. The reason why you want to do that is because your shoulders are slowly but surely getting ripped out of their sockets at this point in time. If you don't get through this quickly, you're not going to get through it at all. So we get through it quickly and we move up to the obvious, delightful little rest that has been provided by the root. And you will see over here you get a wonderful sit down rest. Now, what I think is important, there was much discussion on my previous edition of this video as to what was actually the crux of the root. Now, I feel the next sequence of moves is actually the crux. The reason why is that if you do not get this lot right, you don't generally get the red point on the root because you blow too much energy here. What is important is to notice that there is on the left hand side of this rail a thank God jug which you've got to take. Then after you have done your clip, what is important to do is to get your left foot into the rail with your toes jammed in properly. Now that toe up jam is what helps you pull in to go up to the next move in this sequence, all right, and also holds you in to get that undercling. The next part is this, step out and drop that knee. That gets your shoulder up so that you can go into that next jug. Now, what you'll also notice is that it's not so much a route that I climb as much as possible. It's more a route that I rest as much as possible. As you will see over here, I get my first, or my second at this point in time, bit of a rest. It's not so much a rest as such as a shakeout, but one must take all these shakeouts that you can because it kind of gets cumulative towards the top and it starts getting a little bit pumpy. Now, in the next sequence, you'll notice that I do a little back step. Now, this back step is quite crucially important to be able to reach up to the great big half moon jug. If you don't get this back step right, it actually makes this move quite difficult. So at this point in time, you'll see we go there and then back step with the right foot, and then suddenly poof, you can reach that jug. Now, there was discussion of the next section actually being the crux of the route. Now, I don't really think that this section is the crux of the route because I've done lots of resting up until now, and although the holds are small, you will notice Athena does a little bit of an input at this point in time. Although the holds are small, your feet are directly underneath you and it's not actually all that difficult. Now, over here you have a Vulcan move, which is quite exciting. You know, you do a Dr. Spock salute to hold the handhold. Now we're in the what we call the halfway rest or rest jug. Okay, there's much debate about the knee bar that you can get in the hole over there, but I just find it makes a hole in my jeans. Also, I have found that you can put a right foot knee bar in sideways, but that just is like a bad knee scuff and it doesn't really help that much. So I just do a shakeout at this point in time. All right. Now, the next sequence is a little bit tricky if you haven't had a good rest, but it's still tricky if you have. And it's quite important that you will see as I go up, the left hand's a nice big jug, the right hand goes onto a corner. Now the right foot steps out and you just drop that knee slightly, and that allows you to get your left hand up. Then the right hand goes into a nice big jug, and again step up into a nice big jug. So it's not all that difficult. It's just a whole bunch of jugs, one after the other, you know. And so, as you'll notice, again, I take a little bit of a rest here so that I can do the next sequence, which again is not that hard, but it involves a little bit of a jump up, which requires having a bit of spare energy in the tank at that point in time. And then it's a nice little step up onto another fairly good shakeout rest, which we then take again, obviously, because we take all the rests that we can get. Now, often enough at this point in time, I'm thinking to myself, why do I do this? Anyway, let's not bother with those sort of things. Mainly because I've got nothing else to do, so that's why I do this. Now this last little sequence is always quite nice. It's fun when it's been raining, because then you've got like double waterfalls to step over. But at this point the rock was nice and dry, so it was a nice reach up into a jug, which sometimes is wet, and then a step up with the left foot, and Bob's your auntie. The route is now finished. Which we need to thank the ground crew and the belayers and all the people that were available on the day that added their input, including Athena with her stability control and voiceovers. Thank you very much for watching this delightful little clip, and have a lovely day.